and you still want to grow fruits. There are some really interesting pruning techniques that you can learn that'll allow you to grow like apple trees so that they run it along the wall, so they don't take up as much space as a tree would take up. So like espalier pruning is one thing. We're going to have a class on pruning specifically, but I just wanted to kind of mention that that there's a lot of different tricks to using really minimal space and still getting a huge yield of edibles and other wonderful things. Yeah, so I'm back. We wanted to kind of mention a couple of things because the principle of stacking functions is really not limited to plants. Stacking functions is a principle that we can use in every single aspect of our lives. But we wanted to kind of give a couple examples that are just adding something that isn't a plant into the system and trying to see how it stacks functions. One of the things that I've seen that was really neat to me was this cob oven, like a cob bread oven, that was then used, because it was rounded and a little elevated, it was used a bit as an arbor for rose plant to grow on. And so what that had me thinking was that this is a great way for us in colder climates. This was in California, but in a colder climate, it could be a great way of creating a microclimate where your oven is producing warmth and is warming the cob, and then you could grow something that you wouldn't be able to grow in just like any open space, because you'll be getting the extra heat that's being held and stored in the cob mass of the oven, and then you're getting all the other stacking functions of the plant, like edible, and then attracting insects or whatever other things you choose. Whatever kind of plant you choose will have a different combination of functions. But yeah, just thinking about adding other elements into your system, so you're not only considering the functions of the plants, but also of all these other elements, and especially in cities, thinking of how you can include things that would otherwise be thrown away, because there's so much waste in cities and so many things that could be reused in so many ingenious and creative ways. And then
Another example that I've come across several times of stacking functions is having a bathtub or shower in a greenhouse, so that you take your bath or whatever, and then you could even have a bathtub that's got solar heating for the water. Then you could take your bath and it releases humidity and heat into the greenhouse, which is trapped by the greenhouse, and that helps the plants grow, the heat and the humidity, and you're kept warm by the greenhouse, and then you can even have the water run out of the greenhouse and water your garden outside. So you're making as much use as possible of this water through the steam, for washing yourself and for watering all of your plants.